Whose Views switches universes now for our latest Blake 7 review.
Here we are then, everybody. Welcome back to Whose Views. Yes, we're here with another of our Blake's 7 reviews. Welcome, welcome, welcome. In this episode, we're looking at Series 1, Episodes 11 and 12, Bounty and Deliverance. And as you can see, I'm here with Lex, with Richard, with Andy and Graham. Gents, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, it's good to see you all. And I've just been saying, I actually like Andy's t-shirt as well, which has Blake's 7 logo on it there. And Richard's t-shirt, which has the Liberator on. So we're appropriately dressed this evening. Isn't that fantastic? Good to see you all, everybody. Yeah, come on into the chat. Let us know what you think of these episodes. But before we start anything, yes, indeed, we are broadcasting live to you here on Whose Views on the 26th of January, 2026. Exactly 1 week after a brand new company who are going to be looking at genre-based IPs called Multitude Productions, which involves Peter Hoare, Matthew Bouch, and Jason Haig-Ellery, announced to an unsuspecting public that they are going to be attempting to bring back Blake 7 for 2027. We've talked about it before. Andy and myself, of course, were here yesterday for Live at 6 with a little chat. We talked a little about it in headlines yesterday, but this is the appropriate show to ask the panel and to ask all you Blake 7 fans out there, what do you think? So panel, what do you think?
I mean, you've got to give it a chance, but I can't think anybody actor-wise who can. They've got such big boots to fill in literally every character. Who's the new Servalan? Who's the new Avon? Who's the new Travis? It just goes on. You know, it's very, very hard. And that's without. I mean, the obvious worry would be, like yourself and Andy said yesterday, JT. I watched it on Catch Up today. The potential for recasting and God knows what sort of rubbish they're going to force down our throats if and when it happens. But I think the key word there is if. Let's see.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't, to be honest.
Yeah.
After what we've all been saying, I just can't help myself. I just think it's a brave company that tries to bring it back the way it was.
Oh, yeah.
The big question, Andy, as we sort of touched on yesterday as well, is, to be honest, they can't bring it back the way they was, can they? Because, television has changed. The way that people produce television now has changed. The way that they look at the audience has changed. I don't think they would even go. I mean, it's like we said yesterday. In effect, Blake 7, everybody, as you know in the chat, it's all about a group of ists. I can't say the word, against the Galactic Federation. Now, they just happen to be the good guys in the bigger form of the story. But if you went to pitch that with anybody, they'd automatically go, pardon? Excuse me? No, can't possibly go there. Far too controversial, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree.
I think the only way they could do it, I'm not a fan of reboots. Only reboot in my eyes that ever worked was Battlestar Galactica. Because they went a completely different angle with it.
Yeah.
It wasn't as cheesy. It was actually hard. It had some really good political messaging in it, and it had some, but it wasn't in your face. For me, I would say you do a continuation. Basically, what you do is, because the Liberator got destroyed at the end of season 3. Sorry, spoilers.
What?
So basically what you do is the Liberator's got an ability to regenerate and rebuild itself.
Yeah.
So it's been drifting through space, very similar to how it was picked up by Blake and the gang first off in the second episode. But you have the actual ship itself, it's rebuilt itself, and that gives you the option. You can tweak the ship design. You leave the shape the same, but you change things. You make contours flow, angles change, put more compound curves on it. Just play with it a bit. Don't go too off the reservation. It's like a Dalek. You've got to keep the silhouette. You can add bits, you can add little details, but please keep the silhouette. We don't want to go down Teletubby land.
No, we don't.
That's what I would say. And then you have a brand new crew that find the Liberator, and don't say, "Oh, this is the daughter of Blake's adopted." No, you just cut that off, and then you have them continuing what Blake had started, and still call it Blake 7. You don't have to have 7 crew members.
No. Well, let's face it, they didn't in the actual show, did they? After we have 2,
well, they had 8 at one point.
Well, at one point, yeah. Coming to that in the next episode, aren't we?
Yeah. And then, you could redesign. You could do a brand new ship, which would help with copyright and merchandising, and then you can do a brand new interior because it will do the same, and just try and do good stories. If you're going to put messages in it, put messages in it, but don't make the message more important than the actual story you're trying to tell. Yeah, that's it. Simple.
I just think it has to be quite sanitized, though, wouldn't it? Compared to the subject matter of the 70s stuff, it would be sanitized, and it would. I think the message and the preaching would probably come through. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
I think that's the end of all that now. I think that's dying to death.
Really? Have you seen Star Trek Starfleet?
Yeah, but look how it's been received. It's been received
personally. I think there's more to come.
I think it's been received really bad.
Industry. Lex, what were you going to say?
Yeah, with the original series, that was television history, and they left on it like an ending for everyone to decide what happens next, and that's it. You do a continuation, like Richard said, with the Liberator. Maybe the origins of the Liberator.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting because, of course, this news, as we've covered on the channel, did shake the Blake 7 fandom a little bit. But as I've said, we've been here before. Those of us of a certain age have been here before. We have heard since 1982 that the show was going to come back at some point. The big one for me that I'll always remember was the Terry Nation and Paul Darrow attempt to bring the show back. And that didn't go anywhere. And that was Terry Nation and Paul Darrow. Terry Nation, of course, had influence in television. So it shows you how it was looked at. But it's interesting, I haven't seen many people saying it could be a continuation, Richard. So if Peter Hoare and Matthew Boucher are listening to this, and I'm sure they are, that is something you could possibly consider, guys. Instead of rebooting, do a continuation, say 5 years after the events of Gouda Prime, which we haven't come to yet on this channel. Stay with us. Make sure you're subscribed.
I mean, when you think about it, you just said you've got classic characters played by very, very good actors and actresses, and the new people will be coming on board, and they would have to either emulate those characters, or they'd have to put their own stamp on it, which would either be accepted or rejected. So why not? It's a big leap forward to do this. So if you're going to do it, say, right, we honour those, and you could use a picture of Servalan as an Easter egg or a flashback or something like that, but make it these new characters.
That's the issue. I totally agree with that. Andy and I did touch on it yesterday. The fact is that I'm going to use Servalan as the main example. I think you can recast if you reboot the others, because you can actually play around. You can bring in new characters. You could call Jenna Jane. Do you know what I mean? You could call Sulin something else, because it might not be looked at PC wise these days. But you could jumble up the characters. You could rename them. But your Servalan, I think that would have to stay a woman. And then God help any actress, Richard, that's coming along to play her, because
it's going to be a hard role to
Jackie Peters had on Servalan is intense. It is massive. She is one of the ultimate bad guys in science fiction, especially British science fiction. And I think any actress coming into that, even now, would be very aware of, I have to follow Jackie in this role.
Yeah.
How do you do the twist on it? Would
You
they
can't-
make it
it's
more
a hard
budget?
role to go.
With the
It's
camera?
hard, very
Yeah.
hard to do. The
Also
question,
with-
go
Also
on.
with
go on.
Avon, that's a hard one to get
Yeah.
an actor to play.
Yeah.
He was the original. I know the actor
He's like-
did it himself, didn't he? It's a hard
Anti-hero,
act
wasn't
to
he?
follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I've
that
got-
the only way you can look at it is, and this is basically from you, Justin. How did you feel when Doctor Who came back in 2005? Or the premise of it was coming back,
Yeah.
and you've been in the wilderness for all these many years, and all you've had is Big Finish, and you've been hanging on to the story that was done with Paul McGann. So, how did you feel when Doctor Who started? Was going to come back? What did you think?
Well, I was excited by that, and I also won 50 quid for getting the casting of Christopher Eccleston right at the booking. Absolutely delighted. But that was a different world. I mean, at that point, I had faith in the people that were bringing it back.
Right.
I'd always said Doctor Who was come back. I've never said that about Blake 7. It's been the opposite for B7. I always said in the wilderness years, no, Doctor Who will come back one day, and it's going to be massive. It'll be very popular. But with Blake 7, I have never once said it's going to come back, because I believe it's a 4-series arc.
So you believe the story's ended and that's it?
Yes. And then and then also because it's a cult of a cult, really, in Britain.
Yes, true.
You know, whether as Blake 7 fans we like to admit it or not, it didn't have the massive appeal that Doctor Who established when it was off air in the States or elsewhere, for whatever reason. Because if you look at the fact on YouTube just this week, how many of our American commentator friends have spoken about this? They hadn't, because they're not aware of it, because they had Star Trek.
Yeah.
Interesting chat going on in the chat, guys, as well. Mark Greaves is saying, hi, everyone. Please, God, no reboot, because Alan Carr will end up playing Servalan. Show business is that mad, Mark.
I know.
It could happen. And that's where we're at in this day and age, isn't it? Because it is intensely deranged. Steve Braddock, hi, Steve. How are you? He's with us with another lovely shot of the Liberator there. Watching those 2 episodes earlier on, who on earth could replace all those wonderful characters?
No.
Funky is with us saying there's been absolutely definitely going into production soon rumors since the show finished. That's what I'm saying. Absolutely. Mark, again, they'll probably ask Richard to do the Liberator in rainbow colours.
I have a vast array of colours to my option.
Yeah, we don't want any of that nonsense in our science fiction
No.
anymore, do we? Darren, hi, Darren Reed. Good to see you. 70s television, Doctor Who and Blake 7 always played to the strengths in those underfunded but claustrophobic settings.
Yeah,
let's point out at this particular point at the moment as well, there is no money yet allocated to this series. It was like I was saying yesterday in Live at 6, the situation they're in, and I've been in this situation myself, is you have to announce to the world you've got an IP and you're bringing it back in order to attract the finance. It's very, very difficult.
Can we have a whip round?
Yeah, have a whip round. You know, Kickstarter.
How much have you got? I've got £2.50 in a bag of fags.
And we've got here as well, we've got Mark McIntosh with us. Hi, Mark. My heart sunk when I heard the news. The TV entertainment industry is not in a good place to be making Blake 7. Just leave it be. I love that, Mark.
Yeah.
And Mark's very passionate, as we know, about Blake 7, so I get it. I absolutely get it. Hello to the talents of Wayne Cheyenne. Good to see you, mate. Thank you for joining us. And RD Animation Films and Model Builders is with us saying hello. Hello to you. How are you, sir? Hope you're well. Hope you're well, and I hope you're busy.
I think the thing about it is, with Justin, is it you're scared of the writing, not the visual effects and the actors that would come on board?
I'm not scared of the actors at all, because they just get told what to do, unless they're completely obsessed with their message, like to Star Trek.
Oh yeah.
It's the casting, though, isn't it? The casting and the writing scares me more. The special effects will be great.
Yeah,
it's the casting and the writing.
It always annoys me when everybody else pulls, really works hard to make something, and then you get writing that's terrible.
Well, we've seen that with Doctor Who recently, because the writing has been piss poor. It's been absolutely lazy television, the worst television I think I've witnessed in my life. Absolutely ridiculous. But I think if the writing was strong and they actually got proper writers in who understand science fiction and aren't too fanish and will be set up with too much like the path Doctor Who went down. I also think as well, will it be a lot of money in this? Because according to the article, which was published in Deadline last week, it said, Bouch said, we're driven by our passions, but also seeing that there is a gap in the market in the UK, particularly the well-publicised dropping off of Doctor Who for genre-based British IP. Now, I'm thinking at this point, they're actually looking at preparing us for a modern-day equivalent of a cheap version of science fiction. Because they're saying, oh, the big flash.
Cheaper than Blake 7.
Yeah. Peter Hoare, as part of this, as we reported last night on Headlines, actually said something went wrong with the last Doctor Who, and all the money they threw at it didn't help it. Big whoop on that one. We all knew it went wrong. But again, I think they're just maybe preparing us for the fact that even if they go ahead, it might be a modern day cheap version.
I wouldn't mind that.
Good thing.
If it was a cheap version, then basically I'll say this. Something I found out. I was surprised. Would you believe that CG effects costs more practical effects like we're doing?
Yeah, totally. Everything. I mean,
I couldn't believe how much it's gone up.
Yeah, television today, especially science fiction and drama, it's extremely expensive to get something on screen now. And if you don't have that audience, what's the point? What's the point? John Mason is saying the further removed from the original show, the better for me. Darren's asking us if this reboot is a serious proposition, who could play Servalan? It's the big question. There's a lot of questions. Who will play Servalan? Who could play Blake? Who could play Avon? It's going to keep us going right through this year into next year. And if we get to hear that they're actually on set and filming, I still won't actually, guys, believe it until I'm watching it. Paul Richard, go on, Graham.
Sorry, I was just thinking, going back to the writing as well, because the writing in the original series was so strong, wasn't it? If you think of all 4 series, they're all pretty high standard all the way through. So if the writing is even slightly mediocre, if and when it gets made, the comparison will be drawn, it's not as good as it used to be. And it probably won't be, to be truthful, but it's such a strong script line. I think if we do our reviews, I bet there's not many we disparage. I bet most of the stories, episodes we review, most of them will be very popular, high scores. I mean, some are better than others, of course, but overall, the quality is at a very high standard. Yeah, gripping, imaginative. Yeah. It didn't rely on special effects particularly, but it was a really high standard characterization, acting, and storyline. So it's got big boots to fill.
You've just reminded me of a post I saw or a comment I saw on one of the many discussion points on a wonderful Facebook page called Totally Blake 7. So hello to them. Hello to Totally Blake 7 and everybody that's on that page. It's a wonderful Facebook page. It's actually one of the few science fiction fan pages now that's still friendly because it hasn't been infected yet, if you know what I mean. It's like it used to be pre-2017.
I have to look at
nice. Yeah, it's a lovely one. So hello to Totally Blake 7 Facebook page. Highly recommended. And there was a comment there, actually, Graham, that I saw, which I don't think many people picked up on, but it was a fan on there that said something along the lines of, they should just take the best of the scripts from the 4 series and refilm them. And I just thought that's an interesting point, because even though we would know it's a remake, you could take some of Terry Nation's scripts or Chris Boucher's scripts or something, put that modern spin on it, that little extra bit more money, and how would it look? And I thought that's very interesting, because it would be played a different way, directed a different way, it would look a different way. And it would be quite cheap in a sense, because you've already got the script there.
Can you imagine a modern Gambit?
Easily, to be quite honest. It would look huge, wouldn't it? It would look
good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we haven't got to that one yet. If you're new to us, we are going to be coming to series 1, episodes 11 and 12 very shortly. Bounty and Deliverance. Stay with us. Paul Richards saying a reboot would only work with totally new characters and superb scripts. A remake would be disastrous. And Kay Avon is joining us here. I would call the new show for Blake 7 Avon. Are you slightly biased there, Kay Avon, are you? I'm not so sure. I don't know if you are.
Full of Avon.
Yeah.
People think it's about a soap opera of salespeople knocking on doors trying to sell beauty products.
Would you like some Would you like some overpriced bits of grease for your lips? Ooh.
Avon calling.
Yes, we'll have to. Have you got any hand cream as well? Oh, yes. Yeah, we'll do all that. That could be the new Liberator, couldn't it? You'll travel around in the Liberator. Ding dong. No, we're going off on a point now.
Liberator calling.
We've got. It's great to see you all in the chat. Thank you very, very much. Funky is saying to us, "I'm getting visions of 90s BBC One stuff like Bugs and Crime Traveller." They'll be after them next. A part of the IPs, a part of this new company that Multitude Productions has been set up is to be genre-based. Blake 7 is just one of several projects they've got brewing at the moment. So good luck to them. We're going to be keeping abreast of this information. Of course we are, when anything goes on. And any new notices they give of this. Because let's see if they manage to get some funding for it and what partners they get for it, because they're obviously going to need partners. They're going to need financial partners. They're going to need a distribution. They're going to need a network to broadcast it both here in the UK and abroad. It's a lot of work they've put out there for themselves to do. They're also going to need, as I mentioned last night, Andy, in Live at 6, they're going to need marketing. They're going to need toy range. They're going to need some sort of thing that's going to make money to put back in the show. I'm getting a headache just thinking about it for them, to be quite honest. You know what I mean? It's a lot of work these days.
Yeah. Definitely.
So good luck to them. So I would say from what we've just said there, guys, it's not really yet there for us.
No. Sounds like a long way to go, doesn't it?
And don't ask us to do the visual effects because we're up to our eyeballs in it.
If they came to you with a few million, though,
We've still got contracts we've got to fulfill.
fair enough.
We'd have to literally, we'd have to throw ourselves in a cloning machine, and then one shift would work in the day, and the other shift would work at night.
Yeah,
it'd be crazy. No, the amount of work that what I've seen from Chris, how much work he's done in putting together the visual effects shots. And
we're talking about the Blu-ray box sets now, by the way, guys.
It's a lot of work. But then I mean, we've had some issues with season 3 because we were missing some ships. So it's like, how much have we got left in the pot to make some spaceships that we haven't got? So it's been it's been mad, and it's been begging, and can we?
Right, well,
we're there now.
In great BBC tradition, everybody on the panel, everybody out there in Who's Views World, start saving up your washing up liquid bottles, your detergent bottles, and to Richard, care of Who's Views, BBC Television, London W12 8QT. He will get them from there. We've got
Richard's model fund.
Kerry Avon is saying to us, if they did reboot Blake 7, would they need to pay anything to the Terry Nation estate? I would bloody well think so.
Yeah, they will. Oh, yeah. Guaranteed. And also, they probably have to pay something to the BBC as well.
And this is where the Nation estate, if they're clever, which they are, would have turned around to say, listen, here's a couple of scripts. We want you to include it in here, because he's going to have a credit, because he is the Gene Roddenberry of Blake 7.
Yeah, but he put his name on it with the BBC originally. They had to put, if you look at the merchandise, it's Terry Nation's Blake 7.
It is. Everything was Terry Nation's Blake 7, wasn't it? Even that little corgi thing, My Lovely Liberator, on the original box, it said Terry Nation's Blake 7.
Yeah, there you go. It's there.
Yeah.
We've also got here as well from hello to FKHC 2005. Hello to you, sir. How are you? Hail. This could be hit or miss with Blake 7. If they had done this 35 years ago, it could have worked. Yeah, another friend of mine said that to me this week. Had they done it nearer to the time it came off, it could have worked. Because the Blake 7, as we're soon going to see, and as we said before on these live streams, had a massive audience every Monday night for 4 years on BBC One. And yes, I know it was different times. And yes, I know we only had 3 channels. Doesn't matter. It still drew them in. It was a big draw. And it had mainly an adult audience with some kids watching, which was the reverse of Doctor Who. So, and it had naughty things like kissing and stuff like that. So it was more of that grown-up element of drama there, which I think attracted the adults.
Yeah.
So I get your point there, FK. I really do. Good to see you. Thank you for your comment. More please as we get through the show, if you don't mind. Funky is saying to us, I feel the recent flops of Trek, Star Wars and Who may make the money people stay away from Blake 7 deals. It's a very good point.
Yeah.
It could be that fact that being able to say, do you really want another sci-fi flop
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's how it's been written, and if they get the thing about it is you could say, oh, don't go woke, but if the guys who are putting money into it say, I want to see this, I want to see this, I want to see this, then
they've got no audience.
If they say no, then they don't get the money. I mean,
they have to be sensible. They have to go back to entertaining. They have to look at those 4 brilliant series of original Blake 7, whether they're investing or not, and get the feel and try and replicate it. You can't really, though, because it's magical. It's like I said, just only in our last episode, it's of its day.
Yeah.
Self-contained story arc over 4 series. It's of its day. It's beautifully done. Thanks, Funky. And Mark Greaves saying to us here, guys, nobody in television has the guts to try and launch a new franchise or sci-fi show, hence the reboots and the remakes. I'm inclined to agree with you, Mark. I don't think they've got the ideas, people in television. That's why today. And those people that do don't get to be heard, I personally think.
Yeah, or they stay away because they don't want their work ruined.
Yeah. Or they're not getting the work because they don't tick a box. Thanks to Mark, and hello, Adam. Adam Cartwright's joining us, everybody. Hi, Adam. How are you? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Well, as I say, we're going to be sticking with that story here on Who's Views. So stay with us for any of the when there is some developing news, when they let us know something else throughout the rest of this year and into 2027. They are saying that they hope to get a series or the TV movie or whatever they're going to be able to produce out for 2028. So stay with us on the channel. Make sure you've subscribed. Make sure you are still subscribed, because whenever they drop something about this, I will get us all back together and we can have a good old blether about it. There's a good Scottish word for you. Right, so let's go on. Before we actually get on to Bounty, guys, I want to say a huge thank you to Michael Gorman and his Mrs. Georgina, because Georgina bought her lovely, lovely husband this.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
A Liberator gun for those of you on the podcast.
Oh, very nice.
Hey, and it lights up and everything, which is quite handy if there's a power cut. Anytime now with our current government. But isn't that great? Do you know, I was saying to Michael when he sent me this, thank you for that picture, Michael, and your Liberator gun. He's also got the bracelet, the Liberator teleport bracelet, which his missus also bought him last year. So he's a very lucky boy. You are a very lucky boy, Michael.
I'll work with Michelle for my next birthday present.
Good on Georgina for buying you all those and tolerating your habits. But these are the things, guys, that back in 1978-79, if there had been Liberator gun toys, Liberator bracelet, I would have had them.
Yeah. Can you market a gun toy these days?
I don't know if you can, because they took the caps out, the cowboy things, didn't they? Like,
yeah, they did, yeah.
Useful smell.
I think the closest thing is Nerf. That's it.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But don't paint it black, because they class that as a weapon then.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Good grief, it's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? It's going to be really... let's just answer this from FK before we move on. Is it going to be a complete reboot or continuation? FK, as far as we know, what they've implied, it's a reboot. It's going to be a reboot, but stay with us. Stay with us. Because as I say, once we know more, because it wasn't full what they announced last week. It wasn't full. It was there purely so they can get the word out that they're looking for finance, basically. And now they've got to, as I say, go and do the hard work of trying to find that money. Good luck to them, because it is hard work.
Yeah.
Derek Hart is saying to us on this point, I can remember on Blue Peter how to make the Blake 7 bracelet. And they did too. Leslie Judd did the Liberator, if you remember, guys. And then Janet Ellis did the Scorpio bracelet years later. I had loads of those Scorpio bracelets all over my bedroom because it was so easy to make. They were fabulous. I was brilliant at it. Maybe I should start doing them and charging 50 quid a go. I don't know. Yeah, but there we go. So yes, thank you for that. As I say, Michael and Georgina, thank you for that photograph. Let's get on with this now, everybody, because yes, here we go. We are going to be taking you back to the 13th of March, 1978, BBC One, with 9.6 million tuning in for Blake 7 Bounty, written by Terry Nation, designed by Roger Murray Leach, script edited by Chris Boucher, directed by Penn Roberts, and produced by David Maloney. This one stars T.P. McKenna. Ooh, I don't know about you guys, but this is the first time I'd ever met T.P. McKenna on television.
It probably was for me back in the day as well.
Likewise. I do like him, though. I do like him. I like you say, as a youngster, he was kind of odd, wasn't he? I was a bit not quite sure how to deal with him, really. But I do, as an adult, I really admire the guy's work. He's been in so many things, isn't he? But he's good in this. I think he's good in this. I like how he comes across, kind of a odd kind of character and eccentric. And the first scene, is it the first scene when he's seen driving up that driveway in that old Edwardian roadster thingy? And it's just so surreal, isn't it? You've got the trooper behind carrying the gun, and he's sitting there looking totally out of place. But no, a good performance. And coming hot on the heels of Julian Glover the week before, these are the kind of caliber of actors you're getting as guest artists, isn't it? They're top draw guest artists for the week, top draw stuff. But no, like a bit McKenna.
He had like a Doctor Who type look as well, didn't he? You know, a bit like John Pertwee.
Definitely.
With the as well.
You're right. Yeah.
And his quarters, his headquarters like a bit like the TARDIS as well. You know, when he was staying.
Yeah.
Very
like the Unit Lab or something like that.
Yeah.
And I have to say, guys, that set, I said they're designed by Roger Murray Leach. These are all BBC names we know who, of course, also worked on Doctor Who. But I've actually put in my notes when I was watching Bounty. Beautiful set for Sarkoff's home, if you like, which is supposed to be inside that really fantastic castle.
Like a holiday home. It's like a holiday home.
But it's real. That is actually real.
It is.
With the fire on the top. I thought, because I instantly said to Chris, I said, oh, nice bit of CG work you did on the top. Like, so no, that's how it is. You give over.
Is it?
Give up.
The top bit's not computer generated. The top bit's real, is it? The top part of the tower.
I looked at that and I thought,
Google the building. You can find the location of the building. Google the building. It's there.
Wow.
Oh my!
Oh, is it? Okay. I wondered it was a glass shot in the day.
Yeah, I thought a glass shot, like Android Tara, like they've done in the castle at Leeds Castle, Android Tara, like Doctor Who.
Well,
real is it?
They filmed at Waterloo Tower. Quex Park, Birchington in Kent.
Yeah, that's it.
Blake Park, Fulmer in Berkshire. So it's Waterloo Tower, and I think there's a making of somewhere, everybody, that you can see where they revisit it, and it's exactly the same.
Wow.
Good location, though, isn't it? It's a good location for the story.
The location looked a bit like Moon of Endor to me from Return of the Jedi, all greenery, and it was nice with the remaster as well. Yeah.
Stephen Braddock is saying to us, guys, I first saw T.P. McKenna in a thriller in the 1970s playing a ruthless murderer. So this shows his reign, because I didn't see him again for years and years and years until he crops up in The Greatest Show in the Galaxy in Doctor Who in 1988.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, he's doing a completely different role there. So when you come back and you watch Bounty, you go, oh, really good performance here, because he's very subtle in this one, isn't he? And it's interesting. Darren's saying to us, Callie was given a bit more in the spotlight this week, rocking her outer space Bet Lynch look.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that was Lily Savage look.
And I like that they made more of a telepathy this week, didn't they? She had more kind of use of it this week.
Thank goodness. It's actually in the script, isn't it? Because she says that she has to practice her telepathic skills because she hasn't used it for so long. So they've actually acknowledged, we forgot she's a telepath. Pop it in there. But no, it's great to see her using that, that ability. It's very important because she's able to
I tripped on that. Yeah. She wasn't exactly in disguise, though, was she? For hiding
no. There was a bit more character development with Blake and Callie in this episode. A bit more time together.
I had to laugh when you've got Callie being all quiet and then Blake comes bounding across that grass virgin bit. Must have heard him, surely.
Be quiet. Keep time.
He had a packed lunch with him as well.
I know, is the big box again, didn't he? The freezer
came back, didn't it?
Yeah. It's freezer box.
Funky is saying to us that Bounty is a strange episode for me. No matter how many times I watch it, I can never remember anything about it. I know what you mean, Funky. This is an episode, when I saw it again years later on VHS, I remembered it because I only remembered it for the opening sequence with the car and the guy with the hat.
Yeah.
And the colossal. They were the three things that, you know, as an 8-year-old, that really imprinted themselves on my head. Those three things. So I know what you mean. It is very, but I love the way it opens with an immediate question: where are they and what's going on? Type thing.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it is very good. And there's some lovely moments with Blake and Callie. And one of my favorite moments is when they're looking at this car and they go, what is that? What's that? As a nice reminder that it's, for us, it's something normal every day, but for them, far in the future.
Yeah.
They never seen one before.
What the hell is that? Yeah. Totally.
And Blake's staring at the record player, looking like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Mind you,
one detail, I think it's picked up on the Blu-ray, on the extras. Did you notice in the background, there's a ripped up painting of Winston Churchill?
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
That's meant to be a piece of history. Some activists decide to rip a picture of Winston Churchill up or something in a gallery, and that was recreated and put in there. It's like he saved it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there is a story to it. It was, and there it suddenly is. It suddenly appears in there. It was a big story at the time, apparently, according to the making of.
Yeah.
So if you've got the Blu-ray box set, it's very interesting because you get all these extra features on it. It's really good. Really good stuff. A lot of you talking about those in the chat as well, so it's great to see that.
Yeah, someone mentioned the Jackie Pierce tribute, which I watched and was really good.
Yes, who mentioned that? I can't remember who mentioned that, but a lot of you
Adrian, I think. Was it Adrian?
And the David Jackson one. I have to say to you, I watched that Jackie Pierce one, Adrian. I was nearly crying at the end of it. It was so beautifully done. And I've mentioned this on one of our other streams. These documentaries on both the Doctor Who and the Blake 7 Blu-ray box sets are beautifully done with respect and care.
Very good.
Whether it be Jackie Pierce or the David Jackson ones on the Blake 7 ones, which are just fantastic, or whether it be the Ian Marter or the Graham William ones on the Doctor Who's, it's the same people. Absolutely hugely fantastic, and congratulations to them. The Jackie Pierce one, honestly, boys, I was nearly in tears at the end of it. I just thought, she's gone, you know, after all these years, just remembering she's gone. Heartbreaking in a sense, but beautiful to see that going on. What else we got here? Talons, what are you saying to us? McKenna also plays a landed gentry gangster in an episode of The Walking Dead. He's very sinister. Oh, thank you for that. Didn't know that one.
He's very good in Callan as well. You know, the 60s spy thing, Callan. He's good in that. He's in the last 3 episodes. He plays a great part.
Oh, you see, he was everywhere. I mean, the brilliant thing about when you're seeing things like Blake 7 at this particular point, there are some fantastic British actors in this. And of course, the crossover between, for all of us, we got to know these people because they were in Doctor Who, they were in Blake 7, and we would spot them then, wouldn't we? We'd start spotting these actors in other things. It's just a magical time, really. Here's all this wonderful talent, and I really don't think we're going to see the likes of them again.
No, I think you're right. Different era for that.
I think we've got a situation where a lot of actors today can only play themselves. They can't do characters.
Yeah,
they can't do characters. Yeah. And what you used to see with Doctor Who and Blake 7, and like you said, you recognise an actor. They would play a different character. They wouldn't be playing themselves. And I mean, the best example of a character actor is the guy who plays from Steptoe and Son. And he's the Harold and all this. But when you actually see him in real life, oh, hello, how are you doing? How are you going? So that was all a character. You thought and that's it. It's having actors that can be in Doctor Who, play a character, then being like another sitcom, play a different character, and then being like Blake 7, another different character.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think
unbelievable
characters. Believable characters.
Right, isn't it? That's the workload they used to do in rep when they were younger actors. You don't get that now.
Yeah,
no. But I think you've got a very valid point as well. These people can't. Some of these people can't necessarily act. They just come on set and play themselves, because it's all about this. It's about identity and all this sort of stuff now, isn't it? About representing them in something. So they've forgotten the ability. Some of them have forgotten what it's like to actually be a character actor. So
play a part. Acting. It's called acting, darling.
It is. Darren Reed is saying to us, the exiled former president of the planet Lindor with a love of 20th century artifacts. The BBC Scenery and Props Department were busy this week.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, but it works. That whole setup for Sarkoff's set, as I say, it looks fantastic. And I love all those little things. Like Andy mentioned the what's it called? Not the
record player.
What did they call it in the old days?
Vinyl. Gramophone.
Yes, the gramophone. So it's one of those, isn't it? The butterfly collection.
Yeah.
Even the revolver he used to threaten Blake.
Yeah.
I thought when Blake smashes the record and then threatens to break some more, and you can see Sarkoff's face. No, don't break my crown jewels, sort of thing, can't you? He's put out big time. And
yeah.
I didn't notice the record. If you look at the record, it changes.
Does it?
It does. But I can just see him go and say, "Don't smash me, Bananarama Greatest Hits. It's from 1987. Put it down."
Yeah. You could see with the president. You could see he was a sad, broken man because he got exiled, and he wanted everything from yesteryear, from Earth, didn't he? From the past.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
And I think there's one bit when Blake says, "Don't go anywhere." He says, "Where would I go?" Doesn't he?
He's a broken man, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
Very
to
point,
begin with,
yeah.
I love that aspect of him. Talent, I don't know what you're talking about here. Like Shooty Gatwa? Question mark? I don't know what you mean. Who? I don't know what you're talking about. I find him quite a frustrating character as well because he's so apathetic.
Yeah.
You know, he's very resigned to the fact that he's moved off ex-president, very, very delivered in a very forceful way. Ex-president. You know, because the character is so resigned to this fate. So when Blake turns up, I'm not going with you. Why have you bothered? I'm not interested in myself. Why are you interested in me? And Callie's so fabulous, isn't it? Your people need you. Matter of fact, you know.
Yeah.
It's a great scene, really, a great performance. And I think TP McKenna delivers it fabulously.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I like the way they didn't let you know who he's was it Ties was his daughter until right at the end. That's
big plot twist at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah. I didn't realise that because
it was a bodyguard and then it built up.
It's his daughter. Wow.
Oh, what was it? I didn't pick up on that. I missed it.
Yeah. Right at the end, Andy.
His daughter.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Because she said, "Come on, we gotta go." She was like, "I want to get out of here." She said,
"Well, she's fed up, isn't she? She's ready to go off and party. You know, she wants to go." Yeah, Tice is his daughter, played by Corinthia West.
Right, that's it, Tice.
There we go.
I think she's interviewed on the making of as well.
She is, yeah. Yes, that's good. Richard is asking us, guys, was he president of the Federation or just the planet?
Planet, I'd say.
It was a planet, yeah.
Yes, planet.
And Blake,
the thing about it, he's been lied to all the time. And I think that's what's broken. You've been lied about the actual election. You actually did win the election, but they swung it you lost. And then we've been pumping you with propaganda that everything's fine and dandy and everything's great, and it's all one big ruse to break him even more and Federation take over even further.
Yeah. And he accepts it as well. He's such a wuss. There he is in this little castle thing. He's obviously unhappy, resigned to his fate, surrounded by Federation guards all the time.
But he also he says something about the Federation sending video tapes or video clips, don't they? And that reminded me a bit of the first episode with Blake. But he believes it. He doesn't believe. He doesn't think for 1 minute that they could not be telling the truth, do they? He believes it's accurate and right, but it's not. You know, good performance.
Yeah, they falsified the tapes for him. So he's something else, don't he? So
it's called propaganda, Lex.
Yeah.
It's the way that Britain's heading.
Yeah.
I'd like to have seen more of those characters throughout the episode instead of having the dual plot with the space pirates.
Omar Sharif.
Omar Sharif. You wouldn't get away with that today, would you?
Yeah.
You look at these characters and the way they're clothed and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, no, that wouldn't be. Mark is telling us here, Mark McIntosh is saying there's some great location filming in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
But unfortunately, the stunt woman for Callie bit through her tongue during a jump and had to be rushed to hospital. You can see it. That bit where Callie jumps off the castle towards that guard, it's in the show. That was not a natural land. That was not the planned land. And it looks like it bloody hurts as well.
She went backwards.
Yeah, bang.
Because she lands on her heels and goes backwards, and that must have been right painful.
Yeah. But for your tongue. Ooh.
Yeah. Richard is also saying to us that the classic car got damaged as well. I saw that on the making of. I bet the owner was furious with them.
It was an antique, that one.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd have looked as good as if they used like a Ford Angular, you know, or
no, it wouldn't have really. Yeah, it's very akin to Doctor Who, though, as we mentioned. He's been given everything he wants, but it's of a cage, says Stephen Braddock. It's a gilded cage to keep him happy, as shown by Blake.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
It's the only way Blake can get him to move, though, and it makes sense that Blake would resort to that by going crash, 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 and threatening him with this to get his way. But again, I think it's interesting because it shows how Blake is so bloody minded.
Yeah.
So determined to get everything he needs at this point to ensure, and this carries on into series 2, which we're very close to ensure his way. You know, this is where I think he really starts to go, I know what I'm doing and nobody's going to stand in my way. Do you see what I mean on this?
Yes, echoes of
totally agree.
Episode where he threatens the surgeon's hands.
Yes, in the last episode. Yeah. Dalek Shalom is with us. Hi, Dalek Shalom. How are you? And he's saying the new one, Gromis is Blake, Wallace is Villa, and introducing Fingers McGraw as Avon. It could work.
What about the sheep? Who's the sheep? Oh, that's the
John is saying to us, John Mason is saying, this is one of the first episodes that looks like it cost 20p to make. Even though I know what you mean, even though the location filming is lovely, there is one set in that first half, and then we go to the standard Liberator set. So I know what you mean.
Yeah. It's a cost-saving episode.
I wouldn't know. Sorry, that Dan's not learned nothing from last week, is he? Because he's so gullible when the distress call comes over, isn't he? He takes it. It's so like, come on, give the guy some character, and he's like so gullible, you know.
Yeah.
and then I've got all the details, and it comes over that was not Gan's voice, and then
they're already there beaming him up. Yeah.
It's like in the last episode when I was saying, why did the Liberator leave orbit and go off and do this other thing? It's again, it happens here again. And it's one of these things that starts to frustrate me now because I see the format. I see a format coming in. You've got to take the Liberator away every now and then so that there's threat on the planet of will they get off the planet in time?
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
You know, and I just thought, I don't know, I think there might have been another way to do that. But hindsight's a wonderful thing because Liberator goes off, Gan is all wishy-washy, and then they try and build up this mystery of where is the Liberator crew? What has gone wrong? Who teleports them up?
I think
that's a good question. I don't know because Allright used to do it, but I'm sorry, Zen can't do it.
The only thing I will say, it's quite a good cliffhanger, a little bit, isn't it? When you see that the teleporter is being used, we don't know who's come up the teleporter, do we? We don't know who's been teleported. And that's quite a good little, like, well, who is it? And then the action goes for a good few minutes back to the planet. So you're still thinking, who's actually on the Liberator? Who's it going to be? And then you see who it is and you think, okay.
It's this whole thing of starting that mystery, isn't it? They've tried to do it this little bit when the Liberators come back, and then suddenly they're building this thing up. I think, again, it shows the arrogance of the crew, including Blake, that, you know, they seem to think they're invincible at this particular point. And here comes this fella in a tea cloth and should prove absolutely, no, you're not. No, you're not.
I thought it was pretty
thing. He can't even connect the thing behind the neck.
Sorry, right. you go first. We have people talking about Richard. You go first. What do you say?
Okay. When they got, if you notice, when Blake is taken with all the other guys, they haven't even connected his thing up, and it's one side, it's there, and it's sticking out, and it's not even connected. And I'm like, guys,
Andy, what did you say?
Yeah, I just made a note when I was watching it again yesterday that, given that Jenna's background is smuggling and knowing these characters, she didn't suspect it was an obvious trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought, knowing her character, she should really have said that's a tactic pirates use.
Yeah, yeah. Mark Groove saying to us, how many strong females are remembered from sci-fi decades afterwards? Sigourney Weaver, Jackie Pierce, not many more. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sarah
Yeah,
Connor.
yeah, there's plenty of them, isn't it? You know,
Janeway.
Janeway. Yeah, yeah.
Liz Sladen and Sarah Jane, but there aren't that many. You know,
Diana from V.
well, there's not that many remembered big time. But you know, I get what you're saying there, Mark. I really do. It's an interesting twist that happens in this, though, isn't it? Because you're just getting used to the fact that here's Blake. The other thing about this as well is I think it's very funny. Sarkoff assumes that Blake is the assassin he's been waiting for however long.
Yeah.
And then Blake has the cheek to turn around and says, "I'm not an assassin. What were you doing?" Yeah. Again, it's the way that he looks at himself, isn't he? It's how Blake is looking. He is the hero of his life.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's controversial, but I do think that Blake is actually very arrogant, and he's getting so focused on what he thinks is a mission. To hell with everybody around him. They will do what he wants them to do.
I think that's deliberate.
Yeah.
I think that's his story arc in this season before he leaves.
He's building up to be more darker. And Avon's beginning to mellow slowly. I've noticed. That's what the transition. He's turning more darker.
Did we like Avon's little hidden screwdriver thing in his shoe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. You know, I never knew Clark's did a range like that. You know, it's
that'd be handy, wouldn't it?
yeah,
be like
very 70s. Hello to Matt Henspiel, who's just joined us. Good to see you. Good to see you. Get into the chat, everybody. Come and let us know what you think of. We're currently talking about Bounty. We are going to be talking about Deliverance as well. Richard is saying to us here, Richard Brooks is saying, Blake is a flawed hero. That's what makes the show so gripping. If Blake listened to Avon, that relationship, we've talked about this before about Blake and Avon. It's there again in this one, isn't it? You just know that, you know, there's a sort of, there is a sort of loyalty between the two characters, but they will leave each other at the drop of a hat.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's very complex, isn't it? This, you don't get this much today in characterization. This is a very complex love on off hate relationship, really.
It is, to be fair.
I think the modern times would call it a bromance. I don't know.
It's a bit of a sibling.
No.
It's a bit of
Don't say
sibling.
that.
Yeah, a bit of sibling, isn't it? Brothers.
I think that's more of it, really. I think it's about the older brother and the younger brother type relationship, Lex. Yeah.
I quite like Jenna's role in this. Jenna's got quite a good part because she looks like she's gone bad for about 10 minutes. And
do you believe it, though, Graham?
Well, I might have done it at aged 8 back in the day.
Right.
But,
I think she's
sure.
had a romantic relationship with that guy in the past.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's why she was a bit of a chameleon in the episode.
Yeah. So this is Tarvin we're talking about now, who's hijacked the Liberator with with about 2 or 3 people, which is very funny. This is Mark Zuber, who actually is one of those actors I would occasionally see in various films and television shows after Blake 7. And in my head, I was like, oh, he was in Blake 7. He was in Blake 7.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Graham?
I knew the name of the actor, but I couldn't think of what I'd seen him in before.
Was he in Doctor Who?
I don't know. He may have been.
An episode of Doctor Who.
Oh, I can't. Oh, I don't know. I don't.
Sure.
It doesn't hit me if he is. If he was.
I can't think of it.
I'll tell you what. I did quite like the bit when Villa's trying to unpick the neck thingies. That was quite nervous.
Oh.
Quite. Yeah. You know.
That's a very clever way of giving Villa some more characterization, because he's always going on about the fact that he can undo any lock, can't he? We'll prove it.
He has to go at Avon, doesn't he? Shut up, Avon, he says, doesn't he? He has to go back at Avon, doesn't he? Which is quite good.
Yeah. But it is. So, you know, basically we've got this now. They've got back to the Liberator with having achieved the fact that they've got Sarkoff on board the Liberator. He's resigned to the fact that he's going home. So you've got Sarkoff there. You've got Tice with him. They're on the flight deck, giving cheek basically, or she's giving cheek. Sarkoff's sitting there going, "Oh God, I've gone from one mess to another mess." A bit like Marvin, basically, in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And Blake and the crew are in whatever room that's in. It looks like some sort of power room, having fallen for this most incredibly stupid trap by this bounty hunt.
But the scene with, sorry, after you.
Sorry, no, I want to say, Lex, you know, when the first part, I didn't know if I've not directed well, I didn't quite get it. Because you see, like, the Tarvin guy gasses Blake, doesn't he, with that gas thing? And I'm like, what's going on here, sort of thing? It all seemed to happen quite quickly. But yeah, it was a bit gullible of Blake, wasn't it, really, in lots of ways.
Well, that's, again, I think that ties in with the fact that I think he's becoming a bit big for his boots, and he's back on board his ship. It's his ship with his crew, and he's a little bit sort of, where is everyone? Oh, I'll just go and do this, and he doesn't even think about, oh, this is not right. They need to be sitting there. There's a little bit of something wrong here. He doesn't even get a vibe. You know, he just gets on with it. And
doesn't Avon say to him, "What has she got to do? Blow your head off?" When he says that he don't believe that she's a traitor or something, does he? And he says that about Avon. What do you want to do? Blow your head off to prove it? You know.
Yeah. When I said that Sarkoff wasn't very happy there, Funky's come back to us saying that's because he's missing his Now That's What I Call the 80s LP that you left behind. It probably is, Funky. It's a cracking album. And Richard Brooks is saying to Richard, "Thank you so much for your superb model work on the collection. It's first-class work."
More to come, sir.
Ooh, there we go.
More to come. Been very, very busy, and there's more busyness that's going to be happening in the next few days. So,
yeah,
cracking on.
The scene with Blake when he gets onto the ship reminds me of, you know, the scene from Wrath of Khan when they beam down the space station.
Yes,
it's all quiet and then they get jumped on, and then the other one with the blue collar reminds me of the episode of Kirk goes down to that planet where the alien with the woman with the green hair, when they have the collars, the gladiator planet they go on, and he has to fight. William Shatner has to fight on the planet.
Don't know that.
The original Star Trek it was in.
I'm not really aware of the original Star Trek because I was a Doctor Who boy. What can I say? And wasn't interested when the BBC put that. I've seen bits over the years. But
you can see where they've took some little ideas from, made it more Blake 7. So.
Stephen Braddock is saying to us, "If I get it wrong and no head, I'm right behind you. That's why I trust you." Yeah.
Oh, that's when he's taking the
thing off. Again, it's a nice little character scene for Villa because he's showing his skills here. And he's also showing his cowardice at doing it because he doesn't want to blow Blake's head off. More importantly, he doesn't want to blow his own head off either because he's right behind him. But I love the way when he does it, Blake's up and off right away. And then it's Avon, and then Callie says to him, "I'll be next." I don't know. There's something about it that I can't quite put my finger on that scene where poor old Villa, they suddenly realise actually he's worth having around. I don't know. I don't know what you think.
And Blake's line as well, "Keep your head, Villa."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You got a bit aggressive there when he said that as well.
But you know what I mean, though, about the whole thing here. About there's something about they suddenly realise Villa's worth because he's even been called a coward to his face in the series so far. I don't know. There's just something about the scene and about I can't put my finger on it. What do you guys think about that scene? Help me put my finger on it.
I think they think he's still worthless, but when you see scenes by himself, like in this episode, he's trying to be more helpful, but he's still, chalk and cheese. He do what he wants when he wants to do it.
There's another saying: if you do something you're really frightened of, but you do it anyway, then you are actually brave.
Yeah, I do like that point, Lex. It's a case of like he doesn't, because of his cowardice, he doesn't want to push himself to the front all the time.
Yeah,
and he wants to hide from it because sheer cowardly action. But then when it comes to something like opening the door because a robot's coming, he can do it like that. Or when he's given the piece to do it, he can take off a life-threatening device from himself and his colleagues.
Yeah.
It could be that under pressure he'll do something.
Yeah.
Well, I think his character matures as we go through the seasons as well. I mean, last week's on Breakdown, he was the one that suspected Julian Glover, so he took the blaster and went and confronted him. So I think Villa's character, he's cleverer than he lets on, without a doubt. He's very intelligent. He's just not the gung-ho guy that will go running in first. He's cowardly to a point, but he's also loyal as well.
Yeah.
I don't think he would run the way Avon would run.
But that's a good point. I was going to say, do you think he's more loyal at this point to Blake or Avon? Because I don't, personally, Andy, I don't think he's ever that loyal to Avon.
No, Avon knows he's got strengths, even though he likes to be sarcastic about it. So Avon recognises Villa needs to be part of the team because they're not going to get out of these scrapes without him around. But he's not going to admit that in front of him.
Yeah. Do you also think that it could be because Avon realises that he is disposable if necessary?
Yeah, he knows that, but his character will never admit it. When you get to series 4, you see him. He's become dependent upon the others now, and he realises that he needs them as much as they need him. But we're in the early stages of the show, so they're still very individualistic, looking over the shoulders at each other. But occasionally you'll see something that says they're starting to realise they're a team.
Mark McIntosh is saying to us here that Sally Nevette gets a chance to shine, showing her resourcefulness when she fights back against the Amazons and helps turn the tables. And then looks back as saying Villa really is the backbone of the crew. Interesting point. The whole thing about, you're right about Sally Nevette's Jenna, though, isn't it? It's about time she was given something else to do.
Yeah.
Very.
Very appeal, wasn't she?
Yeah.
In this particular one, a lot of the time she's just operating the teleport, isn't it? Or trying to steer the ship.
Yeah.
It's good to see her have a bit more to do in this, actually, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You know.
In this one, and the fact that she gets that piece to be able to, in what effectively is Act 2 of this episode, she is with Tarvin. Yes, there is a past between the two of them as well. I personally think that they have been lovers in the past. And here she is standing up to him, knowing that she's not going to side with him. She's still quite loyal to her friends on the Liberator.
Yeah, definitely. Well, one thing, the what they called Armagon guys, they didn't have much of a character, but the only thing I thought was quite good was Tish when she says to them, "You'd sell your grandmother or something," and he said, "I already did," but she was going to sell me first or something.
Yeah,
it was quite good.
It's a good line. It's a good bit, and a bit of humour. Yeah, and the way it's delivered is lovely as well because it does make you smile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's certainly that whole thing where, he looks at this. It's not an insult to him, is it? It's just the way his people do it. It must be a very interesting, the Amazons, they must be a very interesting race because nothing's off the table for them. They were probably quite ruthless. I'm very surprised that they never returned to explore that, considering that they're supposed to be bounty hunters.
It had potential, didn't it? It had potential, definitely.
Yeah.
It's funny because doesn't Sarkoff say to him, I'd imagine there's a price on your head, and he says something about I'd be upset if there wasn't or something to that effect, wasn't it? So he's there's potential for an interesting backstory. Yeah, you've got to get past the clothing and stuff first, the strange outfits and stuff. But it was an interesting, potentially interesting different race, should we say?
Yeah, it's a shame it wasn't a 2-parter, was it?
It could have worked as a 2-parter, to be quite honest. You could have had the whole setup.
A cliffhanger with the guy on the ship.
Yes. Because it is, in a sense, it is a 2-parter, isn't it? This bounty. It really is, but they've just put it in the 40 minutes. It's as though they couldn't, it's though Terry, and at this point we know he's stretched because he's written every episode of this series. He's still got a couple more to do. It's as though Terry's gone, I can't stretch out the whole thing with Sarkoff to 40 minutes. I'll bring this element in. I'm probably doing him a great service, but that's what it feels like. Because sometimes, guys, I've always thought it has been 2 episodes.
Yeah. And,
actually, that's a point. It's called Bounty.
Yes.
Well, the President Zarkoff storyline is the main storyline, really.
Yes.
But I think in an earlier draft, maybe the bounty hunters were the main storyline, and he's kept the title.
Yeah. Could well be. It could well be, yeah. Could well be. And it would have worked as well, because it's very confusing, actually, that the next episode we're about to review is called Deliverance. That could have been the delivery of either the bounty or the delivery of the president to his people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's hard to see what that actually means when we talk about that episode.
Yeah. If you are a real insightful Blake 7 fan, are we on to anything here? Please let us know. Please let us know. What else we got here? Funky's getting back to Darren saying there's got to be at least one great line of Villa from every episode. He is giving some brilliant lines, Michael Keating, isn't he? It's absolutely fantastic. That's the beauty of Villa's character, because he is the comic relief, as well as having this ability to sometimes save the day. Look, let's face it, in this episode, he saves the day, because if Villa hadn't been there, they would have been stuck in that power room and delivered to Servalan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with Jenna, she, because let's face it, she's a space pirate. She would have switched if she hadn't been able to free them. She would have switched, wouldn't she, to save her own skin? Come on.
Oh yeah.
Well,
the thing about it is when the Federation came, sorry.
I was just saying she'd have been left with no choice practically.
Yeah, but I think if the story continued to the point where the Federation actually boarded the ship, I think they'd have just captured him as well and just said, "Oh, you've got crimes. You've done this. You've done that. You've done all that. Money. Oh, you want money? You tried to. No, not happening."
Yeah.
The Federation always wins.
That's very Servalan, as we'll find out in the next episode review.
We do. There's a couple of things about this. How can we never see, and I touched on this just now, the Amazons or any other bounty hunters again?
Yeah.
I think that would have been a missed opportunity, or is a missed opportunity in Blake 7, because bounty hunters are a threat to the crew of the Liberator. And yet they don't crop up again until, actually, ironically, the very last episode in series 4. But it's a real case of like, hang on a second. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. In the background, they should logically exist. It's a bit like Star Wars when they recruit bounty hunters to go hunting the crew of the Falcon. That reminded me of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I again, it must have just got lost in the fact that production and so many people coming in and different writers and doing stuff. But I think for the new guys that could be doing the reboot, that could be a plot line that could continue for quite a while, with this crew being chased not just by Servalan's Federation, but by thousands of bloody characters in a bounty hunt. You could have different sorts of bounty hunters going on, and different ways of setting them up. That could be something interesting. Copyright Who's Views, get in touch with the payment. We've got here Paul Richards saying to us, anyone notice how Terry Nation had bracelet teleportation in Doctor Who, The Keys of Marinus, way before Star Trek and Blake 7 did? Absolutely, Paul. As we all know, though, as the geeks we are, that's the beauty of sci-fi, isn't it? And also the beauty of Terry Nation.
A good idea can be reused again.
Exactly. Exactly. As Uncle Terry found out with Dalek scripts after a little while. But no, it's great. But he was, as Richard is saying here, Terry Nation was a talented man.
Yeah,
he's a great ideas, man. Yeah,
it really was. And we're seeing it here, aren't we? In this episode, in this series of Blake 7, he wrote every single one of the 13 episodes.
That must have been hard.
Yeah, and most of those scripts are strong.
Yeah. I would say that Bounty isn't a poor script. It's not one of the best, but it's a solid script. It's there. It gets from A to B to C beautifully. It gives you a lot to do in it, doesn't it?
It is. It is. It's very competent.
Yeah. And it's a real case of it makes sense. There are certain scripts where you would try and do that. You start it off there and you've got to get to there. Not naming anyone in particular. But, it's a real case of they would miss out a hell of a lot of explanation or plotting to do that.
Yes.
In a certain science fiction series over the last couple of years where it makes no coherent sense. This does it. And it was done all those years ago.
Yeah.
There's something's going on the Liberator. You're not sure what it is, But the Blake and Callie and Tyson Sarkoff are suddenly up there in the middle of whatever's going on. It's quite interesting way that he's written that, because you're given a fresh story just when you think you know what's going to happen.
Yeah. But you're right. It could have been 2 stories, because the President Sarkoff storyline that had legs, didn't it?
Yeah.
You could have gone back to the build up to it.
Where they could have left it as a cliffhanger is where Blake got knocked out.
Chopped.
And then put the creds.
Yeah, I thought it was quite good, that bit. Yeah, I thought it was quite. We had no idea what happened, who was coming up, and all that. That's good.
Yeah, definitely. Funky is saying to us, what was Terry Nation's obsession with the name Tarrant, though? No idea. I think we've all noticed that. There's Tarrants throughout Doctor Who. When Terry's Doctor Who's, obviously Blake 7. We get another one about to come along in a couple of years' time, where we're at now in the timeline of the show. We've also had a Tarrant in Series 1, haven't we?
I think we have.
With that one recently, yeah. Maybe he just liked the sound of it. Maybe it was a nice name for an actor to.
Got a ring, yeah.
Got a ring, Richard. You're right, yeah. And Richard Brooks saying to us, "I'm glad he got Chris Boucher to script edit, because he's a talented chap too."
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah, absolutely. Adrian James, I have all the VHS tapes, 26 of them. Oh gosh, yeah. That takes me back. Happy days. Absolutely happy days. Right, so yeah, I mean, unless you guys have got anything more to say about Bounty, should we move on to Deliverance?
Well, Avon's costume reminds me of something out of Power Rangers.
Does this?
Yeah, it's got a silver look, and you're thinking he looks like a Power Ranger.
I like his coat in Deliverance. He's got a coat.
Yeah.
Snow jacket.
It does look great, doesn't it? It does look great. We're going on to Deliverance now, everybody, which this one was broadcast on the 20th March 1978 on BBC One, and 9.0 million people tuned in for this particular episode. Again, written, as we say, by Terry Nation, designed by Robert Burke, script edited by Chris Boucher, directed by Michael E. Bryant, and again produced by David Maloney. And it sees the return of Servalan. Yay! I have to say, guys, I remember the thrill of excitement on the original broadcast back then on the 20th of March of 1978, when that space donut occurred, and I just knew who shit that is. And I was like, oh my God, she's coming back. I was so in love with her by this point, and she'd only been in it a few times. This was great. But not only her, because the other one's in it as well.
Yeah, he is.
Indeed.
You know what? That opening scene, I think the bit where they first talk, she calls him in. That is brilliant. That is so good. That is
classic television, though.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean,
the way she ignores him. The way she ignores him.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? It is really, really well done on both actors' parts. It's a brilliant piece of television, and like really elevates that episode.
It's like going to the principal's office.
Yeah.
That's how she makes him feel, because she actually just say to him, "Why aren't you biting at the fact I'm insulting you now? What's the matter with you?"
It's great,
brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. I love it.
Was that the communication device we all know was a phone? Was that from Sinclair Spectrum? The phone?
I have no idea. I think it was probably from BBC Props, to be quite honest. Yeah.
Did you mean Captain Scarlet, Lex?
Yes.
Well, they did buy a lot of Jerry Anderson props, so it could have been.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just go for this one. Matt and Spiel making me feel slightly funny. Tarrant, i.e. from Terry Nation's name, is the greatest self-insert ever. Ooh, is that it? Oh my goodness.
There we go.
I will never ever look at any Tarrants again without realizing that, Matt. Thank you, darling. And Funky1463 saying to us, Deliverance is another example of an episode I first saw in the heavily cut down version on the early VHS releases. Yeah, that was dismiss that from your head, Funky, because I saw that version as well. And when you get to see the full version years later on VHS again, you go, hang on a minute, when did they put all this into this episode? Because it's just that was the BBC at the time. We know that's what they did.
Yeah.
We know that. But back to that point there, where Servalan's got this plan going. Oh. We have to mention the fact here as well, of course, that this is the first time we hear the word Ensor.
Yes.
With Tony Cornter playing Ensor's son. I think this is a nice sort of thing as well, but again, it shows Servalan's utter dismissal of most of the life forms around her, because she's done this deal with Ensor. She has given Ensor what he wants, including Maryatt, the doctor, the surgeon, the medic, and then she blows them up.
Yeah. Obviously, there's the smile.
Yeah.
That makes her look that kind of like, because Travis is a real nasty bit of work, but she's even nastier, isn't she? And he's almost shocked by how evil she can be. And if you've got a problem with that, and he said, was it no things work? No, long. Basically, Blake's his obsession with Blake, isn't it? And she's looking at the bigger picture, trying to get Aurak. I love the way that we don't at this particular story know what Aurak is.
Yeah,
we know it's something very, very important. I love that.
He is mentioned, but we don't know what it is. And I love the way that Jackie delivers these lines, because at this point she probably hasn't a clue either how important this character is going to be, but she makes it important. You know.
Yes, she sells it.
She does, doesn't she? And she's so good at it. She's absolutely brilliant at it. Mark is saying to us, you get to see a very rare glimpse of humanity from Travis in this scene, where he finds out Servalan murdered the surgeon that saved him. I actually quite like that performance here, because it's a shock, but it does take you away from the Travis that you have begun to love to hate.
He said, "You've killed my friend. You've saved my life," and then he's looking really depressed for a glimpse.
He's looking
just for a
shocked.
glimpse. Yeah.
And he says,
that whole scene with the two of them is the best scene in this episode.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
The exchanges between them.
Yeah.
It's also Stephen Griff's best continued scene as Travis, when you see him trying to be himself, ruthless, but then you see, as someone's just said in the chat, you see his facial reaction when he realizes Servalan has just dismissed Marryatt's life just like that.
Just for a split second, humanity was coming in. The old Travis was coming back.
I thought it was she's so nasty when she says he's going to be announced as the deserter, Maryatt, and his family are going to be posted off to be slave traders or slave workers on the third planet. It's so horrible. I mean, it's wonderfully evil. And again, like we were saying earlier, who could deliver those lines as good as she did it, and how she come across? You're not going to be able to recreate that, I don't think. This particular scene was so strong.
She had the ability to purr her lines beautifully, because she knows, Jackie knows that Servalan, and she's got it in her head, the most powerful person in the universe, and she knows it. But the way her performance is, it's so, as I say, she purrs it because she's so confident. No one can touch her at this particular point. This is just fantastic. But that whole scene where she sets the whole thing up for us, so that we know that Ensor is in trouble. We know that it's we see that Travis is visually quite upset by the way that she has so callously gone, I don't care. I need to have this. We get the introduction to Aurak. It's actually quite a loaded scene. Quickly. Today that would be exposition, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
With Travis as well. Sorry.
We were treated like, rather than exposition, we get a really good piece of acting from both actors involved, and it really sets us. I think the standard goes really high this episode. I really like that particular scene.
Well, that's interesting. What were you going to say, Lex?
You can see Travis was trying to say, is there another way to save this fellow's family rather than put them away?
That's the horrible thing about it, isn't it? Because Travis points out that the Federation has this policy. Servalan's labelled Maryatt as a deserter, even though she's just murdered him. He's a deserter. So therefore, his family, who Blake finds out and dismisses very, very quickly, is a wife and 2 kids, are going to be treated as slaves.
Yeah.
Is it just me that gets... What? Ouch! What? That poor wife and that poor kid.
And they haven't done anything.
Just doesn't care, does she? Doesn't care.
She doesn't care, and neither does Blake when he finds the thing and reads out. Oh, it's a picture of a woman and 2 children.
And the only guy who cares about it, but he shoves it off quite quickly, is Travis.
It's ironic, isn't it, Lex? It's ironic. Yeah, he's the only one that actually. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a story from the fans somewhere where off camera, Travis has gone and saved the family. To be quite honest,
that'd be nice.
It wouldn't surprise me if that's been done in fandom, Blake 7 fandom somewhere, because he is very out of character at this point, because this fella saved his life.
I find he's actually really subdued, isn't he? In this particular, when they're talking about it, he's actually subdued. She's leading the aggressive part. He's subdued. He's quiet. He's humble. He wants his chance to get his commandership back, doesn't he? To be a commander again and to try and get Blake. And she said, "You're going to get a chance, yeah. And this is my plan." But I do like the Aurak thing, because even the name sounds good. We've no idea what Aurak is. And like we said earlier, it's set up as a very important piece of whatever it may be, but very cleverly done. Yeah.
But I actually genuinely remember from all those years ago when I was 8 watching this, thinking that Aurak was another fella. It's another bloke that's going to come into this. What a surprise we get in the next episode, of course. Funky is saying to us here, this episode has the actor who recently died playing Ensor's son, doesn't it? The guy from Enlightenment. You're absolutely right. Yeah. And he was. A lot of people may not realize that he was in Doctor Who Enlightenment. It's Tony Cornter who, he did pass away fairly recently, but there's a lot of praise for him in the chat. Darren Reed is saying to us that Tony Cornter was one of those never out of work character actors like George Sewell, etc. Yeah, he was, wasn't he? It was practically everywhere when we were growing up, especially in the fantasy or genre based television shows. But yeah, he wasn't. Did he do a stint in a soap opera at some point as well?
EastEnders, I think it was.
I think he was in there for a bit.
Yeah, he was in a few episodes of The Bill, I think, as well.
Oh, wait, say.
He was in another police drama that not too many people have heard of.
Wasn't he? He was in Morse, wasn't he? As well?
The Chief with Tim Pickett-Smith. He was a regular.
I've never seen that. I'm aware of it, but I've never seen it. Tim Pickett-Smith. Yeah.
It's good.
Is it? A long time ago, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's an element of this story that I don't like, and Stephen is mentioning it here. RTD ripped this episode off and made his own version, a rocket carrying cells to a new planet and troglodyte humans outside. Now, Lex, you mentioned that to me. I hadn't seen this.
Yeah, when I saw this, I was thinking, I've seen this somewhere before. And I mean, I've seen Blake 7 way before New Who. And then I thought, he's robbed it. He's robbed the whole idea of the life forms going on a rocket, and the savages on the planet, and the technology put them back on, where the Doctor switches it on, but Avon switches on and Blake 7 with Gannon them. So
it's only now that you mentioned it the other day to me, Lex, and now with Stephen mentioned it as well, that I actually see that Utopia in the Doctor Who reboot from series 3 is this episode, basically.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It really, really is.
What do you mean Russell T Davies nicks ideas from other shows?
Allegedly, possibly. It's inspiration. It's homage, isn't it? It's homage. Doctor Who used to do it all the time, apparently.
Yeah, but
I get what you were saying.
I'm shocked. I can't believe it.
I have to say, guys, though, that I've got here, and I'm just going to say, by this point, I am sick and tired of seeing cavemen and primitives.
Yeah.
I really am. Why is it every planet that Blake seems to go to has cavemen and primitives on it at this stage? Is it because they can just get the furs from the costume department?
I feel
sorry for the extras, because it'd be like, what are you going to be in? What are you going to this week? I've got a part in Blake 7. It's a sci-fi show. What? Doctor Who? No, Blake 7. What are you playing? Caveman. And I've got to quarry. When? Next week.
Yeah.
Really? You know it's going to snow.
Yeah.
And you're just going to be in furs and a little t-shirt and some pants. Oh. Week later, he's got pneumonia. Poor lad. Never mind.
Poor fella. Didn't work for months.
Was Pat Gorman one of the cavemen?
Yes. Pat Gorman's there. He gets a lovely shot as well.
Yeah.
And on the Blu-ray edition, if you've seen the special edition, he's so crystal clear as Pat Gorman. It's a fabulous shot. But I'm fed up with these cavemen and primitive type things now. I'm just absolutely sick of it. And again, I just think, God bless him. This is Terry, possibly, in my opinion, falling back on it because it's lazy. It's the routine. It's something he's done. He knows the BBC can actually produce this. Although the wigs are bloody awful. Those wigs are awful. Come on.
Terrible, aren't they? Yeah,
bloody awful wigs. It looks like somebody's just stuck a load of cotton wool on somebody's face. But I'm fed up with it. But it's an interesting premise that, you know, they get through this hatch and suddenly they're in this computer center. And there's a very pretty lady waiting for her. She doesn't seem to have
Can I say one thing about this?
Yeah.
I watched it again, and I just went to Monty Python Holy Grail.
Yes.
Yes.
You know the scene when he's looking for the Grail, and he sees the Grail, and goes, "Oh, hello, oh, there's all these ladies." It's like, "Oh, can I help you?" And all this, like, I'm going, "This is straight from Python. This is. Is your name Newt? Oh, bless naughty Newt." But come in anyway.
We're talking, of course, here at this, but Megat, played by Suzanne Farmer. I love the fact, and Mark is saying it here, Avon being hailed as a god by Megat is a great highlight of this episode. Paul Darrow gets to play Avon's ego being massively stroked. Thank God he said ego. But yes, you're right there, Mark. And the fact as well, Mark, is Avon is loving every second in his own way.
He's funny.
Every minute of this. And at one point, I was expecting him to turn around and say, "Well, who can blame her?" You know.
he basically does, doesn't he? What is it? He says to a villain, "You're not what the gods are made of, but I am." Basically, doesn't he?
Paul Gann as well in the cold. You can see in the HD version.
He's got little red cheeks.
He's really cold. The remaster, you can see it on the remaster.
You can. Oh, bless him. Yeah. Richard Brooks is saying to us, Avon loves the adoration, and Stephen Braddock, you're not the god material.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Great lines here. Again, great for the characters, great for the viewers, really doing something here. But wow, how does Avon shine here? He's the king of his own little world for a little minute, isn't he, really? And he loves it.
But
I'm surprised they bring her with him, the woman with him, because he just leaves her there.
What happens to her? I mean, a lot of us are saying this into the chat. You suddenly realize, is she immortal?
I
don't know.
I think what they do is, because she said many have been waiting, so she was the latest one to be there. So they must all die off. They must all die off.
Well, he says, "How many of them are you?" And she says, "We're reduced to about 100." So I'm assuming there's a little civilization further back in the cave somewhere.
Yeah.
Or they're in stasis.
Oh,
and they don't understand the stasis. Yeah. They probably call it the Great Sleep or something daft like that.
I wish that had just been a little either shown or explained a bit more, because all these years, guys, I haven't picked that up. I just think that's just typically Avon. Oh, I've had enough of you now. Teleport. You know, get me out of here.
He doesn't kiss her. He goes up to her and you think, oh, he's going to kiss. Then he strokes her face and then...
Yeah. He holds a hand. He holds a hand, though.
He does hold a hand. But that bit that's quite slimy, isn't it? It's like, it's like a new car.
King and his mistress. I don't need you anymore now. Bye-bye.
He was very Bond villain in that scene. He was like going, ha ha ha. Yeah. You can definitely see the white cat. Definitely see the Paul Darrow we get to love throughout the years.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Emerging here with his talent, isn't he? Just be saying, "Oh, I'm gonna really chew this scene up." I know that, but his performance is still very Avon, isn't it? It's absolutely fantastic. It really.
Well, I noticed today when I watched it, he doesn't actually make a lot of eye contact with her initially. If you watch it, he doesn't look at her that much. He's almost like humbled by her and the adoration of it all. It's a very clever portrayal, actually.
Has he done the Michael Caine class where Michael Caine done that video about what Karen to look at?
Yeah.
Have you seen that one? It's good.
I have seen that one. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Actually, to be quite honest, a lot of today's actors could do with watching that series, couldn't they?
Yeah. He's very good at that video.
Yeah. It's interesting though that with that you've got this bit here, and as a viewer, you know that Avon is really enjoying this little bit in his way, and the other guys are actually enjoying it as well because they know they've got a lot of here. Go, oh, please give over, because they're sort of, even when Jenna gets back and she's enjoying this, she's like, oh, well, you are kidding me. This poor woman's got no idea.
She's not right, doesn't she? Yeah.
It's very clever. But that last scene where they're back on the Liberator and Blake says to him, yes, I don't like it too. And he wanders off. Avon just leaves the flight deck.
Little smile on his face as well.
Just says it all, and you're left to your own imagination, your own decision. Did he really not like it, or does he like it? I like that. I think it's really nice because I personally don't think he did.
It was this episode, wasn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, I do, Andy. I think if he had been left there, as it were, to be the god of all these people, I think he would have found it hard going.
Oh gosh, yes, if he'd been left behind. But I think he was still quite smug about the fact that she thought he was a god.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure he reminded them in character for months.
Yes,
it would have been a god. Oh, that's another character.
Yeah.
But John Steed's with us. Hello, John. I think by this time Travis's hatred for Blake has reached another level. It's manic.
Well, wait till service 2.
Yeah. But this is the character development, isn't it, for Travis here? The beautiful thing about this is the scene with Servalan and Travis played so beautifully, as we say, is then left.
Yeah.
Because it sets up the next episode.
Yeah.
It's ahead of its time in times, Blake 7, isn't it? The way that it's structured. You've got your Servalan and your Travis. Fine, great scene. You're excited about, Servalan's back. Oh my God, there's Travis. Then you go to Blake and the crew and what they've got to do, and you suddenly realize at the end, we didn't see them again, because it's a beautiful structure.
Well,
and then you're
Deliverance is part 1, isn't it? It's part 1 of the season final.
Yes, yeah. Again,
episode,
yeah. I just think it's genius because you look at it now from where we are now, where they all have to do these ridiculous end of season arcs and the finale, and we've got to throw everything in, and you're going to be lovely, blah blah blah, whatever. Just give us an episode. Here's Blake 7 doing it in 1977, 78.
Doing it very well as well.
Yeah,
subtly, no fanfare, no millions of pounds thrown into it, no interviews on Nationwide, nothing like that. It's just subtly done, where you've got that beautiful scene with Servalan and Travis setting up the story of the box, the box of delights. That's where it's setting up. And it's also quite clever because you've got the Ensor character here, and he's such a tragic character. He wants to get back and save his father.
Yeah.
You've got to get to my father, get to my father. It's a beautiful performance, really. He's so desperate. He's willing to kill Callie in order to do it. He doesn't care about Blake's crew on the planet. His father.
Yeah.
Presumably, there's just been the 2 of them on the planet they're going to end up on the next episode. So, he's not been socializing very much.
No, but I think it is lovely, though, the fact that he's suddenly realized that Servalan has betrayed him. Yeah. The character must be at this point feeling so much emotion, including the fact he's got to save his father, that his father is in danger. Servalan is right behind them. I think it's beautifully played, and I think it's a lovely part, really. I think it's a tragedy. It's one of those characters. Wonderful. Mark McIntosh saying to us, another great moment is when Avon realizes Jenna didn't teleport up and insists on going back immediately, with Blake's icy, I think you'd better response.
I think this was the beginning of Blake getting more darker, because Avon wanted to go back down to get her. He said, we're going back down and get her. And he said, you do that then.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the beginning of the friction.
Yeah. But it's actually quite a different set of characters, as far as I'm concerned, between Avon and Blake, because Avon's he's actually quite emotive about going back for Jenna. We'll go back.
He's quite concerned.
And Blake is, I think you'd better. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's just, again, interesting characters, interesting performances there, the way they've been written. It could be the other way around.
Yeah, he's become like Avon in this episode, a little bit more darker.
It's no wonder that all these sort of stories would crop up about Blake and Jenna having some sort of romance, which Gareth Thomas and Sally and Yvette said, no, that would never have happened. No. And it wasn't established in any episodes at all, was it? But you can see why, because Blake is sort of...
season 2, there's somebody touches on that in season 2, and Sally's interviewed about it. And she just hints that she thinks Jenna did have feelings for Blake.
Oh, does she?
Yeah,
I remember being at a convention where she said, no, nothing like that went on. How times change. Maybe in any reboot, they'd get it on. I don't know. Ugh, not my thing. But that's the human story. I suppose it could be. In Blake 7, you can get away with this, can't you? Because they're human. They are human, with human qualities and human emotions. We've got this from John saying to us, Gan seems to have a bit more in this episode. Yeah. Poor old Gan.
In the cold.
Yeah. But doesn't he even say that he says to Bill, I was starting to enjoy that when he was fighting the cavemen, doesn't he?
Yes, he does, yeah.
I was watching that thinking, come on, Gan's big and strong, but there's 4 or 5 of them, and Avon has sat there waiting to get through the door, and he's got his blaster, and he never uses it.
No.
But if you use your blaster once, they're all going to back off.
So, yeah.
But he doesn't use it, so...
And another thing, it's like interesting. Jenna's gone from being like all kick-ass last week, and now she's a damsel in distress this week, isn't she?
Again, with cavemen. Again.
Yeah.
She had a bit of a fight scene though, where she got a bit violent. You see in the remaster, you can see close up. She's got a really violent face, and then she gets captured again.
Yeah.
And Callie 2 weeks ago was looking after Gan, wasn't she? And nursing poor Gan when he had his breakdown. And this week she spends most of the story laying on the floor with a gun on her head.
I may have said this in one of our previous episodes, but when did Callie become a nurse? She just seems to have been given that role as soon as she arrives on the Liberator. You're going to be Nurse Callie. You know.
She went for some training at the Liberator to become a nurse. The program there. That's why she's watching the IMAX things. How to become a nurse.
Oh, is this the story? Sorry, just quickly, the story when Callie's listening to the music on her little Walkman thing.
I know, she's got a Walkman.
Watching a concert. She's watching a concert as well.
Yeah, she's listening and watching stuff.
And Blake looks like he's on added an extra for headache tablets like this.
I forgot that. That was a nice little touch, actually.
It is a nice touch. I like that. I just want to say, we're sort of touching on the fact that there's Callie with a space age equivalent of a Walkman. I just want to say that I like some of the incidental score on this show. Some of it takes it away from the orchestral stuff. I can hear it's not, but there's elements of the radiophonic workshop in this, as it were, with these lovely strains of music coming out. I quite like that. It's sort of go, oh, hang on, that's a bit different for Blake. It's not the usual orchestral. Do you know what I mean? There's little elements in there. I appreciate that. I think that's nice. Richard Brooks saying to us, Travis starts out as a pragmatic, ruthless officer. He is at this point a broken man. He's obsessed with Blakey's demise at any cost. But this sets up season 2 so well. This episode leading into the next episode, leading into season 2, it is. You can see it's being considered. Yeah. Really. And Funky saying to us, guys, that this is the episode where everything from the season links together, even talking about the coding machine stolen in episode 6, if I'm right. True. It's there, isn't it? It's it is. Yeah, you're right. You're about to get what they now call the payoff for watching for so many weeks. You know.
Yes.
You don't think?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I like Avon's jacket in this. Nice silver jacket. They're very snug.
Looks like a university lecturer bit on.
Yeah. It's one of those reflective things, though, isn't it?
Yeah. But I like the snow. The snow looks quite nice, doesn't it? In the quarry, the snow.
Oh, is it real?
It's real.
Yeah.
It's real. Yeah.
That's why I was making the joke about the guy who gets the extra part. It's just like that snowing next week. Oh no.
Yeah, they had to go out in the snow and film it and to get on with this. Hence why they have a little bit of the warm things as well.
Yeah.
And Sally Yvette not going down the route that the Doctor Who girls had to go down. At least she had trousers and boots and everything like this as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We've got Paul saying to us here that the new visuals for these episodes look amazing. So you're right, Paul Richards. These, of course, are the visuals that are on the alternative versions on the Blu-ray box sets. But again, as we've said throughout our series of looking at Series 1, they are very, very good. They're wonderful. And yeah, worth looking at. If you've got the Blu-ray box sets, have a look at the original and then have a look at the new CGI effects as well, because they thought about it. They've literally thought about how would this look? How can we develop that? How can we remain respectful to the original? Very nicely done. Yeah, even the now familiar space pod, the space shuttle pod that we're getting, which is basically a boat, isn't it? Really, two boats put together or something.
Yeah, like Blue Peter job.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
I felt sorry for the actors because it was very, in that shuttle one, the small shuttle, they felt very claustrophobic set, wasn't it?
Totally.
Yeah, it was. I wonder how long that journey was meant to take.
Yeah, it's the same set they used early. I forgot what the episode's called early on. I think it's like episode 3 or something, or 4.
Like the Rafa
episode, people coming out. Yeah, it's the same set.
And they use it again later on, don't they? It becomes a sort of Blake 7 thing, really. This is how these pods look, which is fine. Absolutely brilliant. We accept it as sci-fi fans because it's part of their universe. That's how it would work. It's absolutely fantastic. Mark McIntosh saying to us, it's very much a setup episode, but these great character moments and the Servalan Travis scene make it very entertaining. You certainly, Mark, I don't know if you agree with me, you certainly don't notice time when you're watching this episode, do you? Because it flows so beautifully.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. You're not aware of how the minutes are ticking by.
No, you don't. Again, like Bounty, it goes from A to B to C in a logical way. I miss that writing ability today in television today, where you're just expected to say, you get exposition, or you get somebody saying, "Oh, that's happened off camera," and you're expected to, It's nice that the storytelling is storytelling, and it's
paced well. It's got good pacing. It's not dragging in any point at all. It paces well, and it's enjoyable to watch. Really
it's just a joy. It's proper. As I say, the only niggle I have, and it is a niggle, is I'm sick and tired of cavemen. Had that been some again, it was like you guys were saying, the damsel in distress thing, just so they can get back down to the planet and get Avon to where he needs to be. Surely there would have been another way of just staying on the planet. You didn't need this whole thing about where is Jenna? Oh, she's in a tent again. We don't need to do that carry-on style of stuff.
I mean, end of the day, if you'd have done it probably modern day now, if you'd done it today, what we probably would have wrote was there is no cavemen, so we'll get rid of that. But we could say that there is a civilization that lives underground because it's so hospitable outside. And then when the woman comes out, you wouldn't have that. The door would open automatically because of human DNA, and then you would have loads of cryo chambers, and then one of them would open, and then a person would come out the cryo chamber, and then you would have the similar kind of conversation, but it wouldn't be more of, oh, you're a god, you're a lord kind of thing. It'd be like, oh, can you help us to solve this problem? And then you build more onto that problem, instead of just going up to a thing and going, if you flick this switch and we flick that switch and we flick this switch, and we press this button and that button, and well, hey, rocket gone. But
you
make more into it. You put more into it. So.
I thought initially at the start, when they were mentioning quite a lot about another Uncle Terry favourite, radiation on the planet, I thought that was going to lead somewhere, because I hadn't watched it for quite many months. I watched it again recently for the review show, and I thought the radiation thing is going to play a bigger part. And even Avon says, doesn't it, just being here is a risk.
That's right.
Kind of, that's the end of that.
I don't know.
Yeah, does it get mentioned again?
Yeah.
Sorry, Lex, go ahead.
It reminded me of the Forbidden Zone from Beneath the Planet of the Apes. Radiation, be careful, and all this. And can't be in there too long.
Well, this is 1978. At this point, he's also written Destiny of the Daleks.
Yeah.
Or about to, which again, the radiation thing in episode 1, but in that episode, to give Romana tablets. Which I've never seen again, to be quite honest. So I think once the scene, isn't it, where Romana realizes she hasn't got them. But it's good. It's good Terry Nation stuff, as Richard Brooks is saying to us in the chat. Radiation and the good space plague, nation staples. It is. It's brilliant. It's
with an invisible monster, you're laughing.
I was just about to say the only thing Blake 7 didn't do was the invisible characters. But we got duplicates, or we're going to get duplicates later on.
Yeah, because we're getting very close now, of course, to Series 2. Because, yes, this, as we've mentioned, as you all know in the chat, this episode sets up what is effectively a two-parter, because we've had that lovely scene with Servalan and Travis. They are off now to go and get Aurak.
Yeah.
That's going to change the entire series, as we will see when we come back to review Series 1, Episode 13, which is strangely called Aurak. We're going to be coming up to scores on the teleport soon, guys. So start thinking about what you're going to give out of 10 for Bounty and what you're going to give out of 10 for Deliverance. But before that, I want to say a huge thank you to Stephen Braddock. Now, in our last Blake 7 show, we were mentioning some of the things that we never had as kids, i.e. the toys of Blake 7. You can actually see around about now all these things that we didn't have as kids through AI. And I have seen some really fun fan things done where they've got AI characters stuck on a card, like we would have got back in the day. But something that Stephen found and let me know about is available to you right now.
Wow.
Now, these are from Totter's Yard Customs. So these are static. These aren't action figures. These are static figures, which they have been doing. They're like those things you got for Doctor Who.
Yeah.
So these are available. We've got some pictures of them. Look at this. There's Blake and Avon. There's Blake on Avon from Totter's Yard Customs, everybody, if you're interested. We've got this, which is Gan and Sulin.
Oh, that's good. I've Gan in there.
That Sulin looks very good.
Yeah. And of course, Servalan with a trooper.
Oh, Frederick. Yeah.
They've got a detail right as well in the face as well. It's really good.
Yeah.
So do these all come up? Are these unpainted or are they come finished?
Stephen, are they unpainted? I know for a fact, I think they're unpainted, but Stephen has bought some of these. He's got some on the way. There's tottersyard.co.uk, everybody. Tottersyard.co.uk if you want more information. You have to sign up to it, but I'm sure you won't mind. But these things are on the way. I think they're released in batches, as it were, whoever's first and then another one, so they can get them through the year. But thank you, Stephen, for letting us know about that. Really, really appreciate it. Because otherwise I wouldn't have known. It's weird as well, because we were only talking about the possible merchandise for Blake 7 in the last show, weren't we? Richard Brooks is saying they are cool. Yeah. They are cool. So Raging James saying they look really good. So if you want any more information, go and have a look. Now, Stephen is updating us on this, actually. Look, Servalan and the Trooper are all in stock. Sulin has sold out, and they are unpainted. Sulin, what a popular character she is, and we haven't even got to it yet. We're several years off Sulin.
Well, if they're unpainted, that makes... I prefer unpainted, so I can do them some.
Exactly. So there you go. Darren Reed is saying, bank balance now 0. Confirmed. Those pieces look great. And John Steed saying, I remember making my own bracelet and gun from Blake 7 because we got diddly squat. The BBC really missed a trick there, because there were millions of us that would have gone out and said, Mom, I want that. It's amazing.
Yeah. You would have thought they would learn the lesson from Battlestar Galactica and all them, that they should add toys for Blake 7 then.
Yeah, and we're looking at Blake 7 guns and bracelets that lasted 3 years. It's a shame, isn't it? But yeah, so if you're interested in those, assuming you are in there, you can get them now. Totter's Yard Customs is also available on Facebook, but the website is that one there, tottersyard.co.uk. Go and have a look and see what you've got and what you think. And if you buy them, well, I hope you enjoy them, and I hope you enjoy painting them. As Richard says, there's some of you very clever out there. I could never do those fine art casting things back in the 80s for Doctor Who. I was like, I'm never touching them. Those little things. But there you go. Stephen has also given us an update. Blake is back in stock too. There you go. There you go. Well done. Thank you again, Stephen, for that. I really appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. In the meantime, it's now time for the scores on the teleport. Start putting them in the chat now. We've got Darren saying, I think those models are more moody unpainted. Yeah. Steve Braddock confirming their Eagle Moss size. That's the company I couldn't remember. And Matt N. Spiel saying to us, guys, I recall when Comet Miniatures released a vacuum form kit of the Liberator. I remember that. I remember that. And John also agreeing with me. Terry Nation missed a trick with the merchandise. Not like him, eh? Not like him at all. All right, then. So let's go to Lex. First of all, what are you going to give Bounty out of 10, Lex?
Don't get me wrong. It's a great story. Great visual effects. Shame it wasn't a two-parter. 9 out of 10.
Oh, that's brilliant. And for Deliverance?
Great episode. Avon's episode. 10 out of 10.
Very high scores kicking us off here with Lex. Wow. All right, Richard, what are you going to give Bounty out of 10?
All in all, it's a good episode. There's other things that let it down. But generally, I would give it 8 out of 10. Deliverance is a more solid episode, and it's a building up of something. It's building up to all right. So I would give it 9 out of 10.
Fantastic. Andy, what about you for Bounty?
Yeah, similar scores to the rest of the guys. I like the episode. I love the Sarkoff and Tice characters. The Federation guards are a bit weak. They can't run around the building very quickly. But I'm going to give it 8 out of 10.
Great.
Deliverance is good, especially the Travis and Servalan scene. 9 out of 10.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. And Graham, Bounty and Deliverance, what are you going to give them each?
Oh, well, Bounty, although not maybe the strongest story, has got TP McKenna, which elevates it a little bit, but it's still not the greatest. I'd go 8 out of 10 for Bounty, probably. Very much a story of two halves again, but 8 out of 10. I'm not too sure on the space pilots, but 8 out of 10 for that. And Deliverance, yeah, I thought it was an improvement. 9 out of 10 for Deliverance, because that was clever, because although it's the first part of a second, two-part story, it's got such a lot going for it as well. And I just like the Avon being worshipped as a god scene. That's just brilliant. That's just such a clever. I mean, it's just very clever. And it echoes how the viewers probably thought him as well, because he just was a god. He's brilliant. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for that one.
Yeah. I can't believe it, because you guys, apart from Lex, who's giving it higher, I've got exactly the same scores. Bounty was giving it 8 out of 10 and Deliverance 9 out of 10. And it ties in with what I was saying earlier on in the show as well. These are a couple of Terry scripts that you could give to any new production team and say, just film these.
Yeah.
Just do these two.
Yeah. And
then bleed it into the next episode if they were going to keep that particular character. If they were going to keep that particular character, you could still do it. But you know, it's wonderful. But I do believe that Bounty could be 2 episodes as well. You know, if fleshed out correctly, it could be very exciting about these bounty hunters. And just, you know, it's a shame we don't get them anymore. But 8 for Bounty from me, 9 for Deliverance. Fabulous. Let's go into the chat and see what the guys are saying. Derek is agreeing. 8 out of 10 for Bounty. Excuse me. And then for Deliverance, 9 out of 10. That's brilliant, isn't it? We're doing really well there, actually. We've got Stephen Braddock saying Bounty was a good solid episode of Blake 7, made of 2 halves, 8 out of 10. What are you going to give Deliverance, Stephen? Let me know. Funky is saying to us, because I can't remember Bounty, it's unfair to rate it, but 8 for Deliverance. Darren Reed is saying to us, middle of the road for both. For me, both are sound 7. I'm afraid. Don't be afraid. That's a good score. It's still a good score. Fantastic. John Steed is saying it's an Avon's 8 from me. Fabulous. Paul Richards, Bounty 8 out of 10. Deliverance 9 out of 10. Fabulous. This is good stuff. When you compare it to what we've been given certain other things over the last few years, these are bloody high for a show that is nearly 50 years old. Come on, this is great stuff. Matt and Bounty gets 7 out of 10 from me, and Deliverance gets a 9 out of 10. And Georgia's with us. Hello, Georgia. How are you? Bounty 10, Deliverance 9. Similar to you, Lex.
Yeah.
Very good. And here's Deliverance from Stephen. Even with the cavemen, it's Avon's episode. It's a great prelude to Aurak. 10 out of 10.
Wow.
That's great. Thank you for that, Steve. Mark is giving it, being the Big Blake 7 fan he is, a 7 for Bounty and 9 for Deliverance. Richard Brooks is giving Bounty 8. Why do I want a chocolate bar now?
I was thinking that when I thought that episode. Where's the Bounty bar?
I can taste coconut, Lex. I can taste coconut. Bounty 8 out of 10. Deliverance 9 out of 10. Great solid episodes. Absolutely, Richard. John Mason is saying 7 out of 10 for both of them. John Steed coming back saying no mutiny for Bounty 8 and Deliverance from Evil 9. Richard Brooks saying to me, so are you saying it could be milk and dark chocolate Bounty, JT? Don't. The dark chocolate one in the red wrap. Ooh. Can I send out? Can somebody bring me one? I want one now. It's not fair, everybody. And Funky is saying to us here, we don't need massive budgets for science fiction to have, for special effects, to have good sci-fi. British television proved that for years, didn't it? For decades. Yeah. Actually, the reboot Doctor Who could have proved that as well, really. Let's face it, that's arguable. What have we got here? Cara Hughes, hello, lovely. I can't remember Bounty, but Deliverance 10 out of 10 because it blew me away. Fabulous. Wow. Very excited about that. Matt and Spiel also saying Deliverance would get a 10, but it loses a point due to no banjos.
Very good. Very good.
Very, very good.
Oh, very droll.
Stephen Braddock is also appreciating the fact that, where is it? Oh, it's moved up there. These are superb scores. Behold, Deliverance. Yeah, after all these years. Darren Reed saying to us, Deliverance must have been a chocolate bar. JT, copyright it. I will. Copyright whose views? What's this? Richard Brooks telling me they no longer produce a dark chocolate Bounty. It's an outrage. It bloody is.
Don't they? I didn't know that.
I am stunned.
I'm sure I've still seen it,
I'll go to B&M. You can get everything at B&M. And look, he's joining us as well. It's SMSI2UI. Good to see you, my friends. How are you? I'll take good stories over good FX any day. Well said. Well said.
The thing that has to be said about FX is I found, and I've spoken to various other people who've been in the industry a hell of a lot more than me. I'm just on the edge. And they've literally said to me that when you've got a massive budget, you can try something, and if it fails, you try something else. And if it fails, you can try something else. And it doesn't matter because you've got virtually an infinite pot of money. When you're on a tight budget, you've got to really, all the gang, you've got to sit down and work out an idea and find out the best way to do something for the shot, to get the shot they want. And they have to innovate.
Yeah.
And they have to work on it and really think about it, because they know that if they spend that money on this effect to make this certain shot happen, if it goes wrong, then they're going to be kicked off set because they've wasted a load of money on something that didn't work. And sometimes things didn't 100% work, but they worked around it. And that's where I think the big difference is. Infinite money, infinite possibilities, doesn't matter. We'll try something else, try something else. But when you're limited with money, you put more effort in.
This is what the guys who are you never know who are looking at bringing Blake 7 back, as we said at the top of the show, are hinting at. They are hinting at this because they said, Peter Hall said something went wrong with the latest version of Doctor Who, which we all know. We can all tell them what went wrong. But part of that was, even with big money, you're not going to get good quality television. I think also, to an extent, the latest Star Trek, Starfleet Academy, is proving that point.
Yeah,
anywhere between 8 to 10 million per episode, allegedly.
Billion. What we could do with 8 million? Oh my word!
I know. Can you imagine? And where's it all gone? Lunch and taxis and cast, probably. That's great. John Steed is saying to us, TV could learn something watching Blake 7, how passion and commitment and not relying on big budgets and effects. Certainly, John, totally agree with you. I think a lot more need to look at the fact that instead of saying, oh, we can do this now with CGI or model making and an effect for this amount of money. Let's build a story around it. You need to get a story first.
Definitely.
How to do it. Great. Kara's telling me, JT, they weren't selling enough dark chocolate bounties, apparently. Damn.
Well, it's your fault, JT. You should have been buying them all.
But I didn't like chocolate until fairly recently, I have to say. But Stephen Braddock is coming to save the day at the end of our show here by saying the red dark chocolate bounty is in B&M, everybody.
There we go.
Yes,
and the
where
range.
I'm going tomorrow.
I think you would get them in the range as well. So.
Oh, and the range. It's the range. Well, there you go. Listen, I want to say thank you to everybody that's joined us for our review of Bounty and Deliverance. We are, as you know, just done 11 and 12, which means we're at the Series 1 finale next. Aurak. Big, game-changing episode. Now, you hear this going on now a lot, do you? This is a game-changing episode, and then you watch it, and it's not. Not that I'm saying anything, but it's not at all. This one is, because it brings in Aurak, who we all know. So, join us next time as we review Aurak and finish off Series 1. Okay? That's coming to you very soon. So please make sure that you have subscribed to the channel. If you're new to our channel, welcome. Thank you so much. Go and check out our playlist. We've got a hell of a lot there for you. If you have already subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you are still subscribed to the channel. As Legion of James was saying to us last night, he was in the chat earlier on. Well, he was unsubscribed recently. He's now back on. So please go and have a look. Make sure you're still subscribed. To Lex, to Richard, to Andy, to Graham, great show again, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for this.
That's great. Yeah.
Welcome. It's been great.
Great to hear your opinion. I cannot wait to hear what you think of Aurak. Can't wait for that one. That's going to be great. Thank you for your scores. Everybody, we'll see you very, very soon here on the channel. For myself and the fellas here, ta-ra, everyone. See you soon.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye-bye.